somebody inside too? Do you have somebody inside too?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. I was gonna say, I'll hold your spot. You want to run inside?
Yeah, really.
In the white. Yeah. Yep. Confused.
It's gotta be him in the way, isn't it?
MYON's free! Ain't no more free MYON! MYON's free!
Well, I don't know. Now I'm thinking it's the guy in the black with the girl in the green vest. No, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm so confused.
Maybe we'll know when he stands there.
Yeah, exactly.
MYON's free!
Oh, there he's got a fist up. That's gotta be. Well, maybe.
The Tony's with him, and she's gonna usher. I think she's next to him, and she's gonna usher him this way. Okay, I guess we're going up there. She's talking.
You're watching News Now from Fox. Obviously, this is a live, raw, unfiltered feed, so that's why you see our cameraman moving around. But if you're just joining us, Minnesota's Pardon Board decided to free a black man who was sent to prison for life as a teenager in a high-profile murder case. This is a case that raised questions about the integrity of the criminal justice system that put him away. We'll listen in to this shot again, though, here on News Now from Fox.
Life on the outside.
Yes, sir.
Yes!
Yes, sir.
Yes.
He thanks the Creator for shielding him through his journey.
Amen.
And thanks everyone who has supported him over the years. Thank you. And please do give him his space.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Clap it up, y'all.
Love you, MYON!
Love you! Lion, how do you feel?
We're gonna go this way.
Hold on,
That's your little present.
Come on. Let's go. Make way.
All right, bro. Lion, how do you feel? All right, Lion.
Alhamdulillah, Rabbil Alameen.
Allahu Akbar. How do you feel? You look wonderful.
Come on. Let's go.
Oh, we made the big statement. We made the big statement, bro.
I don't think he's saying anything.
All right. I love you. I love you too, man.
Anything to say to your supporters?
I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Hey.
Can he ride with you?
We're gonna put it together, man. I don't think so, no. Okay. Oh, you know what, man? I know you. I know you. Yeah.
Hey, y'all. Oh, champion, bro. Hey, can the press please take $2 thanks to everybody who came on and supported me? Man, I can't even explain my gratitude. All my supporters, I love y'all, man. Y'all take care, and y'all keep on pushing, man. We fighting for this justice. It's too much injustice going on. Power. All right. See you in a bit. I love you.
Well, emotional pictures coming out of Stillwater, Minnesota today. That was MYON Burrell getting released from prison. This case, just for a little bit of background, made headlines earlier this year as investigations uncovered new evidence and serious flaws in the police investigation into this 2002 killing of an 11-year-old girl who was hit by a stray bullet while doing homework at her dining room table. Burrell went before the Minnesota Board of Pardons with a request for a pardon and commutation to time already served. He said that the request is not in any way, shape, or form of him trying to minimize the tragedy of the loss of Taisha Edwards. He said, "I come before you, a 34-year-old man who spent more than half of his life incarcerated for a crime that I didn't commit." The board commuted his sentence to 20 years, with the remainder to be served on supervised release. He was expected to be released from the state Stillwater prison right here tonight, and there he was. You see a lot of people and supporters out there. This is a case that's bigger than just himself, a movement for the criminal justice system. A unanimous vote is normally required by the governor, attorney general, and the chief justice of the Minnesota Supreme Court. So again, if you're just joining us right now, live breaking news that MYON Burrell was released from prison. We just brought those live pictures to you, definitely emotional pictures. As he walked out of the Stillwater prison, dressed in white from head to toe. Burrell was 16 when he was sentenced in the killing of Taisha. She was a black sixth grader who was shot through the heart inside of her family's South Minneapolis home. He always maintained his innocence, and another man has confessed to being that shooter. Burrell's petition was accompanied by testimony from community leaders and letters from other young men in prison attesting to his strong character and moral leadership at the correctional facility in Stillwater. Just a really impactful sight tonight. And also interesting, we're reading right here, Senator Amy Klobuchar, who was the city's top prosecutor at the time of the killing, has used his conviction throughout her political career to tout her record of being tough on crime. She raised it again last year on the stage of the Democratic presidential primary debate. She's been very vocal about this case. She released a statement saying that the board made the right decision. I'll read that out for you. She said, along with others, I had asked for the independent investigation of this case, and as I said, when the report was first released, The sentence deserved immediate review, and that happened today. She also urged a conviction review unit to continue investigating the facts. We'll bring back this live picture just outside of the Stillwater prison. And new questions about Burrell's case actually surfaced just before Minneapolis was thrust into, obviously, the national spotlight with George Floyd. Protests immediately started after that. Let's listen into this shot really quickly because we still have some more people speaking.
Wants to thank the governor and the attorney general for the action they took today. He is very happy to have the opportunity to go home to his family and start the next chapter of his life. He asks that you respect his privacy while he adjusts to life on the outside. He thanks the Creator for shielding him through his journey and everyone who has supported him over the years. Thank you. I'm willing to take a few questions, but I would just ask for all of you, as he readjusts, as he goes home, please respect his privacy. Please give him some time and some space to live. It's been 18 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay?
Could you share at what point behind the scenes, can you share a little behind the scenes, at what point did you realize that this was going to happen? We started hearing stuff last week. Did you know far before that?
No, we didn't. We asked for a pardon and commutation. The pardon was denied, the commutation was granted. We're grateful that it was granted, but I did not know what would happen until the governor began to speak and the attorney general joined him.
And could you tell us what MYON's plans are now, where he wants to live, what he wants to do?
I'm going to keep his address private at this point, but he, as we indicated in the hearing, has the opportunity to join a workforce training program. Makram al-Amin, the imam who spoke earlier today, runs a reentry program that is robust and will allow him to get a job counselor, to have temporary employment, and then eventually permanent employment. He looks forward to doing that. He looks forward to living a life that all of us probably take for granted. He looks forward to going home to his wife. He looks forward to spending time with his child, who he has not spent time with since he was 1. He looks forward to spending time with his friends, a lot of whom are here today. He wants to be free, and he wants to live his life on the outside. And again, we ask that you respect that.
In Minnesota, though, right? I mean, what cities?
We're going one day at a time at this point. And I'd like to turn it over to people who have been here by his side for a lot longer than I have. I'll say I was fortunate to work with MYON over the last several months, but this is all about people other than me. It's first and foremost about MYON, but it's about a lot of the people behind me who have been working at this for years. So thank you.
Eliza, what was it like speaking to the pardon board on behalf of Mr. Burrell?
So my name is Eliza Darris. I coordinate the Smart Justice campaign with the ACLU of Minnesota, and it was an honor to be able to speak to the pardon board on behalf of MYON Burrell. As I stated, I watched him come through the doors as a juvenile from day one. I was a juvenile as well, sentenced to life at the time. And so, you know, to go from there to where we are today, it was an absolute honor to be able to speak on behalf of someone who has carried himself with aplomb, dignity, and who has been courageous for many years. And so an honor is the best way that I can put it. It was an absolute honor. I would do it 1,000 times again.
Since your release, you have come out and done nothing but serve our community. Right. So we expect the same thing from MYON?
I think that we should be able to expect even greater from MYON. As I again stated during the hearing, he's one of the youngest imams to have been elected by his peers, and that speaks a lot to his character and his commitment to his faith. And so, you know, because of that, we should expect a continuation, if he so chooses, a continuation of the way that he has carried himself for nearly 20 years in this very building behind us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nakima.
So, and just some things to add. This is a moment of absolute justice for our community. So many organizers, activists, attorneys, just regular people have contributed so much over all of these years for this culminating moment. We're not done. You know, there's so much more that we have to do, but this moment right here is something for those of us who have been involved in activist work to savor, and we should savor this moment, and we should prepare to keep fighting for ultimate and absolute justice, both for MYON and also Taisha Edwards.
I like that.
Good evening. I just want to echo the things that have been said by Perry Moriarty and Elijah Darris about this being such a powerful moment in our community. It's a long time coming. MYON Burrell deserved to be free 18 years ago. He never should have been railroaded through our criminal justice system. And unfortunately, he is one of many young black men and women who have been unjustly brought into the criminal justice system. Many of them are still behind bars. They do not have adequate legal counsel. They do not have a lot of support, and their stories and their voices are not being heard. We need a conviction integrity unit immediately, and there needs to be community oversight to ensure that there is accountability and no continual rubber stamping of police misconduct. The investigator who was responsible for paying informants and engaging in corruption needs to be fired immediately from the Minneapolis Police Department. Mayor Jacob Fry, we are calling upon you to do the right thing. Police Chief Arredondo, we are calling upon you to do the right thing and to hold that investigator accountable along with any other crooked cops who were involved in railroading a 16-year-old African-American young man and father who did not deserve this mistreatment. MYON Burrell deserves complete exoneration. I applaud what happened today with the pardon board. It is long overdue. We watched as many people came before the pardon board, and most of them did not receive justice, which is unconscionable. We need to change our laws that make it difficult for people to show that they are innocent when they have been brought into the system or that they have been rehabilitated and they deserve a second chance. So we want to also give our condolences once again to the family of Taisha Edwards. They did not plan to be brought into this entire situation. They did not plan to have their child lose her life. That family is hurting just as much as the family of MYON Burrell through this travesty. So we need to also respect the family and what they have gone through. And we are sorry for your loss. You did not deserve what happened to you. So with that, one of the things that we have to do as a community is to continue to be vigilant, continue to stand up when we hear people saying that they're innocent. We need to stand up for them and fight just as we did for MYON Burrell. Thank you all for being here, and let's keep this fight alive until we see justice for all of those who are incarcerated. Thank you.
I'm gonna say a couple words, okay? What we witnessed today was the black man being freed from a plantation. Black people are still enslaved on American soil, and we should not be at the beck and call of white people and their morality to do the right thing after they have been unjustly overseeing, policing, and keeping us on a plantation. I want to salute the governor and Attorney General Ellison and even Amy Klobuchar for her advocacy, because we called on her for redemption to do the right thing. But I want to be very clear that this case was built on the legs of black bodies, right? I want to thank Nakima for stepping up and doing the right thing. After Robin from Associated Press came out and did the report, after his wife Lucretia had been fighting for years, his sister Ayan had been fighting for years, his father Mike had been fighting for years. We know that you all like to give the praise to white people because we live in a white Wakanda. But the reality of it is that it's black bodies that made sure this victory was won today. And we're going to keep going back like Harriet did. We're going to keep going back to the plantation and freeing our brothers and sisters because we ain't done. And enough is enough. Black people have never got reparations in this country. We are still enslaved in this country, and a black man was free today.
Yes.
A black man was free today because black people fought for him to be free today. And let that be the narrative. So we're not saying free MYON Burrell no more because MYON Burrell is free. Thank you, God.
I'll make a brief statement. I really can't add more to what has been said. But I bring today, I'm reminded of the fact that there are so many families right now across this country that their loved ones are still in this building, these buildings. We've created the worst mass incarceration system in the world. And we own that. We all own that. And so tonight, MYON's family is joyful. But I want you to know that there are thousands and millions of families today who their loved ones have been eaten up by this system.
Come on.
And so I'm here to echo the movement's voice that we are in a moment of a revolution. And we are not stopping with MYON. We are beginning with MYON. And we are asking for the governor and other leaders to step up and to pardon the thousands of people today who are dying in these prisons because of COVID. The thousands of people who are in prison today who should have never been in there.
Come on.
And the corrupt system that got them there that will continue to perpetrate this type of violence in our communities.
We need to get rid
And
of
so,
that Chief Justice.
yes, I want to just add one more thing. And that is, I personally deeply believe today, and I've been moved because I believe in this power. In people coming out to the streets and protesting, and shutting down highways to make sure people can see the injustice that they have failed to see.
That's right.
And that is why we are not ending our effort. We are only beginning it. There are 646 people today who are charged for being outside and calling out this injustice system that today released a black man. And so we remind everyone who's watching with us, who is celebrating, this is the moment right now to pick up the torch and to continue this fight. It's not the moment to stop. It's a moment to continue. And so I want to thank all of the people that have fought on this, everyone who's made an effort in this moment. And I want to tell those people tonight in prison who believe that maybe their story is not going to be told. We are coming for you. We are going to fight for you. We are going to make sure your story is told. And their generations who are in the prison will come out and find their day just like this day today. Because we believe we created an injustice system. And if you don't believe me, Norwegians, Swedish, all the people in this state, go to Norway and look at a prison. And see what kind of prison your grandparents continue to build. And look at these places. If you're talking about mercy and redemption and creating a system that even rehabilitates people, this is not the system we've created. This is mass incarceration. This is slavery and plantation. This is the work of corporate greed that we've allowed to happen in this country. And so today is a great day, but it's only the first day of a new beginning in America where justice will be fought on every corner, starting in these corners. I'd like to invite the mother.
I just want to say, as an elder in the community, for all the mothers, the grandmothers, the great-grandmothers, we thank God and the ancestors. And we pray that the women and children who are incarcerated get attention they need, because women are forgotten in the system. And they do hard time. Nobody puts money on the books. Nobody visits them. So I send out prayers for our women who are falsely incarcerated.
Yeah.
I just want to say that our God, the God that we all serve, I ain't talking about a particular religion, I'm talking about spirituality, is a mighty and awesome God. Because this was an act of God. All of us who have been out here in the streets standing up for justice are powered by God, whether we know that or not. And I just want to thank him. I want to thank MYON for the way that he lived his life. I want to thank him for continuing to claim his innocence throughout the entire time, 18 years. And even today he is still saying thank you for letting me go, but I didn't do this.
Yep.
And like Jelani and the other men and women who were here, there are thousands more that are behind not just this prison wall, but the prison walls around this state and around this nation who are innocent. Or they have been sentenced to time that is well above the crime that they committed. So again, this is just the beginning. It is not the end. We understand that this fight for justice is not a short one. It's not an easy one. It's a very long marathon. And we are going to continue to stand up for others and ourselves for the justice and freedom that we know that we deserve. We are not asking anybody for it. We're coming to take it.
That's right.
Please understand that.
That's right. Yep.
We're done begging. We're done asking.
Come
We're coming to get what's ours. Thank you, media, for being here to cover this. Cover this right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Black CNN here.
Say that.
Next, we'll hear from Jess Sundin from Twin Cities Coalition for Justice for Jamar.
Hey, what a happy occasion. We don't get together enough for happy occasions. To see just a little glimmer of justice today was amazing.
All right, you're watching News Now from Fox. We're going to dip out of that shot because it looks like the cameraman is walking away. Again, we bring everything to you live, raw, and unfiltered, and that is a perfect example of that whole story of what we're doing here, bring you the details that happen in a moment's time. And again, give us a follow on Twitter at NewsNow Fox, and you can find all of our biggest headlines that we touch on. We'll be tweeting that out as well. But if you're just stepping into this coverage, Minnesota's Pardon Board decided to free